Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, after a long time, I will be starting a new training series of SAP Fico in S4 Hana. So, I'll be starting this from basic to advanced. So, I will be covering the most advanced topic as well, which are related to real-time based scenario. Okay, so do subscribe my channel and follow my YouTube videos. And daily, I will be posting you the entire SAP Fico S4 Hana from basic to advanced. Okay, so still if you have not subscribed to my channel, do subscribe my channel and click the bell icon so that you will get an update whenever I upload my new videos. Okay, let's start.
So this is the content table of content that should be for SAP Pico from basic to advanced. Even though if you don't know about the accounting, even though if you don't know about the finance, so we'll be covering from the basics. Okay. So in this we will be covering the introduction of ERP and SAP S4 HANA. So we are going to learn what is ERP, what kind of ERP exists, and what are the evolution of ERP, then evolution of SAP. Then we'll understand different SAP modules, then types of projects in SAP, types of roles we'll get in SAP. We'll see the SAP architecture, basic screens, and easy access screen. Okay. So these are all the basic part we will discuss. After that, we will deep dive into the finance part. See, this FICO is categorized into finance and controlling. So first we will dive into, see, this training program includes end-to-end configuration with end-to-end business process. Okay. So this is SAP FI org structure. So we are going to create. So if you are going to start with finance, so the first part of configuration is to configure the organization structure. So here we are going to learn how to define the company code, assign company code to company, business area. See, all these structures we are going to define in this. Okay. So next we are going to dive into the SAP FI financial accounting global settings. So in this we are going to see fiscal year variant, how we are going to define the fiscal year variant, how we are going to assign fiscal year variant to our company code, define variant for open posting periods, how we can control the posting periods, so that we can avoid the misuse of the postings, whether it may be vendor invoice, customer invoice, or GL posting. So and then we'll see how we can control open and close posting period. Okay. So then we are going to see field status variants. So this helps us to create the GL accounting. Okay. So then we will see the posting keys. We'll be having a different posting keys for credit and debit. So we are going to see that. Then we have different document types for posting GL accounts. So we have different document types and number ranges, tolerances, how we can control the tolerances for the posting of GL account with respect to employees, with respect to GL accounts. Okay. Then we will see how to assign it. So after doing all these configurations, at last we'll see the global parameters for the company code. Okay. Then we will deep dive into general ledger accounting. This is the submodule. See, FI is having the submodules like GL accounting, accounts payable, accounts receivable, and asset accounting. So we are going to see the general ledger accounting. So introduction to GL accounting, activation of new GL accounting, how to define the chart of account group, retained earning account, general ledger account. So all these we are going to see in the GL accounting. So after that, we are going to see the FI accounts payable. So along with that, we are going to see the reporting part, how we can generate the report with respect to the GL postings. So then FI. So in accounts payable, we are going to see vendor account group creation, vendor master creation, how we can create the sundry creditors account, tolerances for the vendors, then how to create the vendor master, vendor payment terms, down payment, automatic payment program. Okay. So all these we are going to see. So basically entire end-to-end accounts payable process we are going to see in this. Then we will deep dive into the accounts receivable part. So basically it is the reverse of accounts payable. So in accounts payable, we are going to make the payment to the vendor, but in receivable, we are going to receive the payment from the customer. Okay. So here we'll see how to create the customer master data, how we can define the tolerance group for the customer payment terms, down payment. Okay. All these we will discuss in detail separately in the coming sessions. So next we will see the foreign currency transaction. So basically it is used when you are exporting or importing any of the product. Okay. So while if you are exporting, you are going to generate a vendor invoice, customer invoice. So how the foreign exchange rates can be calculated. So we'll see in this foreign currency evaluation, the foreign currency transaction. Then we are going to see the taxes on sales and purchases. So like we have different types of taxes, like in GST we have IGST, CGST, SGST. So based on the business requirement, we'll see how we can configure this taxes on sales and purchase, like input tax and output tax. So then we are going to deep dive into the dunning process. Basically, dunning is a reminder part. Basically, it is used to get the reminders to the customers to make the payment within the due date. So we'll see end-to-end configuration of it. So next we'll see the bank accounting. Basically, in the bank accounting, we are going to see how we can create the bank keys, defining house banks and all. Okay, how we can do the postings through the bank accounts, we will see in this. Then we will deep dive into FI asset accounting. So basically we will see asset accounting is to manage the asset accounts. So let's say if you have purchased any of the asset, so how we can post the purchase of asset, how we can calculate the depreciation, how we can sell the asset. So all those things we are going to see in the asset. So like we have chart of depreciation, then we have asset classes, so defining scale, all these end-to-end configuration we'll see. After that we'll see the material ledger activation. So basically it is used to activate the material ledger where we can maintain the value of the material with the different currencies. Okay, so at last, see, once we complete the FI part, we'll see the financial reporting, how we can generate the reporting using financial accounting. So after that, we will dive into another module like controlling. So controlling, basically it is used to manage the internal reporting purpose. So in this we are going to see how we can create controlling area, then maintain controlling area, maintain versions. Then we are going to see the cost element accounting. Then we'll see the cost center accounting. Basically, cost center accounting, it is used to record all the expenses of an organization. So it helps us to generate the report of all the expenses. So then we have profit center. So profit center, it is used to evaluate the profit of a business. Okay. So then internal order accounting. So basically internal order accounting is used for budgeting part. So where we can define the budget, where we can define the settlement rules. So based on that budget, so see if you are managing any project, if the particular for the particular project, if any budget has been allocated, so within that budget valuation, we can do all the expenses so that we can track the record of the particular project. So in detail we'll discuss. I'm just explaining you the overview of table of content. So next we have mass maintenance. Basically the mass maintenance of BP supplier. So how, say let's say if you have any modifications has to be done in the material sorry BP supplier or customer master data, we can do mass modifications in this. So then we have financial statement version is used to customize the reports like balance sheets, like profit and loss or trial balances. So that we will see. Then validation and substitution. So basically, validation is used for the field controls of any of the data. Then at last we will see the Fiori application. Basically, the Fiori application that has been provided in SAP S4 HANA. So that can be used from browser. Okay, so as we have SAP is the application where we can use it as a GUI. In ECC we were using as a GUI, but in S4 HANA another SAP Fiori application has been developed that I will show you at the end. So how we can use this Fiori application for as an end user. Okay, so this is all the table of content. So it will take, depending upon the your performance, so it will take the duration. So approximately it will take, if I take daily 1 to 1.5 hour, it will take around 2 months. Okay, 1.5 to 2 months. Okay. So this is about the table of content of SAP Pico in S4 HANA. If you have any questions, you can ask. Any questions? Rubia and Omera?
No, sir.
Okay, then fine. So I will share this table of content with you. So in the coming session. So next, in the next class, we'll directly start from the basic business process. Okay.
Okay.
Clear? Okay. See,